the Bible. Is it hard to understand?
When it comes to reading the Bible, the first thing that comes to mind is the fact that this is the Word of God.
The seals have been broken, and the truth is here.
And when we go throughout the scriptures, when we go throughout extra biblical records, we find that the language that God employed, that He used to create the heavens and the earth, was the Hebrew language.
Christ said, I came for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. But yet no one, no religious leader, no religious church out there anywhere can now identify the 12 tribes of Israel. Can we? God is quite simple, but it seems as if man makes understanding Him hard.
What are those mysteries?
The truth of your book and the truth will make you free. The Hebrew and Bible Academy, you're invited.
Shalom, shalom. Come on in. Blessings, blessings. Oh.
The East is where we're from.
Hit the like button.
The 12 tribes of Israel.
In 721,
721 BC, the Assyrian king, he took us down, we fell. With the great escape we went through the Euphrates. The Lord held the water still.
to a land where no mankind
To a
dwelt.
land where no mankind dwelt, we went. The 12 tribes of Israel.
That's who we be.
That's who we be. Manasseh, the Cubans, Ephraim from Puerto Rico, Naphtali from the Isles of Hawaii. The Lord is calling back Israel. Zebulun from Panama, Gad,
The North American Indians,
Simeon, the Dominicans.
our highest gathering Israel. The Arabs and Africans told us
At gunpoint.
to gather our wives and children, then sold us. Come on in.
In the belly of these great ships we travel in fear. By the rivers of Babylon we found our brothers here.
A higher gather us.
In
Whoa.
Reuben from Australia. Issachar, the Mexican.
Come on, come on.
Highest gathering Israel. The Negroes, Benjamin, the West Indians. Levi, the Haitians.
Our highest gathering Israel. Come on. Blessings, blessings, brothers and sisters. We're the elders of the Gathering of Christ Church here with a special guest. That's right, the Levi Experience. Deacon Hazak, how you doing, my brother?
I'm blessed.
All right. Do we have a broadcast for you tonight? Elder Lawya, what's happening?
Sir, Shalom.
Yeah,
Shalom.
we have Lionel kicking it in the background. He saved the show by bringing my computer here, an undisclosed location. Feast of Tabernacles, where we're camping out throughout the four corners of the earth. We would also like to shout out you brothers and sisters, hit the like button as you come on in. And we want to shout out all the leaders, the members, the men and women of the Gathering of Christ Church who are out there in the wild with their tents, with their booths, with their RVs, gathering during the time of the Feast of Tabernacles. And yes, I know a lot of you on the campground wondering, where did Elder Rawchaa and Elder Lawya, where did they sneak out to? Well, we need to be in a controlled environment. Why? Because there's so many brothers and sisters throughout the earth who didn't get a chance yet to gather, baptize amongst the body, who would like to what? who would like to participate in the spirit of this church during this high holy week. And we would be amiss if we just left our brothers and sisters out who are in remote areas that don't have any place to gather, who what? Who hang on to their seats every Wednesday to get inspired through the truth that comes through this particular church every Wednesday. Right? So you're here for us, we're here for you, and yes, do we got a broadcast tonight for you. Now, of course, we're in the sticks, so we can't be here all night. And I'm serious about that this time. Right? But we're going to have more so an interactive type of conversational class tonight. In the midst of what's going on with the armies, the foreign armies that's being deployed throughout the United States under the guise of chasing immigration, and how we should navigate through that, the technology and laws they're putting in place in lieu of the shooting. What's the guy's name again?
Charlie Kirk.
The Charlie Kirk shooting, which I don't know where you've been, but you think it's a coincidence that every time you open up your computer on any social program, whether it be YouTube, whatever the case is, something about Charlie Kirk comes up in your initial feed? Do you think it's a coincidence, knowing that the social programmers, don't forget who was at the table the other day with Donald Trump? You had Zuckerberg, you had Bill Gates, you had all these others at the table, the tech guy, the guy that's behind AI. 33 members of the elite powers were at that table. And all of a sudden, right out of that conversation, boom, something happens where the algorithm is driving us to this particular story. What's his name again?
Charlie Kirk.
And I'm going to keep asking you that. Right? I'm going to keep asking you that. You know why? Because they want us to look that way. We know. Come on, man.
Still good.
Right? AI must be doing something. Put it on the white. Lord have mercy. Out of nowhere, my white background, my white light turned into a disco. A disco ball almost fell down over here. Now, AI messing with us. Brothers and sisters, we understand that these social media platforms drives off of algorithms. What is an algorithm? Think about this, brothers and sisters. Do you notice what we normally see on a regular basis when we go to our social platforms, when we go to look for information? Usually the algorithm suggests what we're used to looking at without exposing us to any outside information that could actually advance our broader view. Right? That means they use an algorithm to keep us in a bubble. See? So when you see Charlie Kirk or whatever on the first page when you go into the social media, understand the government is driving an algorithm. It's an algorithm. It's not what who would go to YouTube to look for Charlie Kirk normally? So if you're used to the algorithm being what? Being adjusted to the viewer every day, and you have the same stuff coming up based on what you view on a regular basis, and you never looked into Charlie Kirk before, why is he coming up on your feed? I'm pointing this out so you can understand when something is driven through the powers that be. if everyone's talking about it, they want all eyes and ears on something based on what? Based on whatever they're about to roll out. And it's through what they're going to roll out that they want everyone to accept. It was no different than when the cough bug happened. In every place we look, we couldn't go anywhere on YouTube, mainstream media, or what have you. We couldn't go anywhere unless what? Unless we seen something about COVID-19. So our broadcast today, we're going to talk about it. Recognize the new age tribulation. Because there was a tribulation before. But if you're not looking at the prophecies, we're not viewing the prophecies, brothers and sisters, we will fall like our brothers and sisters did who didn't take heed to Christ before the fall of Jerusalem. There's telltale signs you must recognize. And you have to wonder, why the government have me looking at this in particular? And what does these news, these big hot button news stories have to do with us? Right? So before I go in, let me just mention Hebrew and Bible Academy this coming Sunday. We'll be talking about what? The promised seed. The promised seed. Okay? The cat's out of the bag. And guess what? There's nothing they can do. We know now with the children of Israel. But I'm going to go into it from a different angle this week. I'm going to show throughout history, ancient history, how the Egyptians and their sorcerers sought to kill our prophets, Abraham, Moses, Christ, and now that they can't get Christ, the principalities and powers who control the world are coming after the children of Israel. The promised seed. Folks, so before, I'm not going to put the cart before the horse. First of all, how you doing, Hazak? How you doing, Elder Lawya? Let's start there.
Well, I'm blessed by the best. I'm just so happy to be at the Feast of Tabernacles. It's like a sigh of relief from captivity. It just gives me a glimpse of what it's going to be when we're really all together in our own space, on our own time, being able to keep the feast days of the Most High without fear, without having to give no excuse for work. I mean, it's just it's just a joy. Like I'm
Tabernacles.
It's a privilege to actually be a part of this.
Man, it's a privilege to be a part of it, and I always thank all of our people, those who do the work. They don't know what it takes to actually commit yourself on a regular basis. The meeting we had with the brothers yesterday,
excellent.
It was a very needed meeting that binds us, as brethren.
Yeah.
It's good that the brothers can get and sit with us and able to ask us certain questions and get to know us personally outside of just being Elder Rawchaa,
right,
Elder Lawya. And at the end of the day, we're brethren. And what they need to know, it was confirmed yesterday in those conversations, that we are exactly who they thought we were when they first seen us on the other side of the camera, and even more. Okay? With the compassion of Christ and the brotherhood, we are shoring up the brothers. And we're going to also have what came out of that. The young precept priest. We're going to have classes where young men, 12 through 18, we'll probably bump it up to 21, become what? Experts using the precepts of God on every level, on every topic, from 12 years old up until they're about 18 or 21, they'll become master swordsmen in the Bible. We're going to also have quarterly meetings amongst the brotherhood where all the brothers in the church can actually be a part of it, especially the leaders, and we'll come together through the precepts every season together. We'll meet in Philadelphia and pray together, work together, and all the initiatives will go out from one season to the next based on a meeting we had yesterday at the Tabernacles.
Yeah.
Right? And of course, I thank Lawya. I can't thank Lawya enough, but Hazak, I got to thank you, brother, for your program that you took it and you ran with it. I see some of the avatars you put up and all this.
Yeah.
I have nothing to do with any of that. The Levi experience have been a blessing to this church. I wanted to tell you that.
Well, all praise be to the Most High. I'm just a vessel just like everybody else. And, I want to use my influence and that platform to reach a lot of people as we can, especially the youth, the younger people.
Yeah.
Right.
I would be remiss if I don't mention my other brothers who helped me with the Young Men for Christ series that we got together.
Okay.
Deacon Zachariah and also Officer Yaquad, the young man who asked you about the men's meeting.
Yeah.
So these brothers, man, they helped me and they pushed me. And, just want to give all praise to the Most High for this opportunity to reach souls, because that's what we're here for.
Okay, well, let's jump right in now. Right?
Let's do it.
Let's jump right in. Everybody and their mother has an opinion on this Charlie Kirk situation. Right? Number one, I've heard of him in the past. He was nobody that I would actually listen to. Right? But his death will have a significant impact on how the people in this earth that are easily moved by media, it will have a profound impact on how, I'm going to put it straight out, how ignorant white people will engage blacks going forward. Even though we had nothing to do with whatever happened with him, brothers and sisters are going to have to be on their P's and Q's and understand we're living in a different time now where they're using all of these events to cause or to develop an invisible segregation where everyone is taking their side before engagement. Right? The Bible states there's nothing new under the sun. You're still in the workforce, right?
Yeah.
What's going on with the conversations concerning what's happening in the earth, like this Charlie Kirk scenario?
Well, a lot of people are speculating and
Speculating, what are they thinking?
as far as the Charlie Kirk situation or
Yeah,
what's happening
just
in the
Charlie
earth.
Kirk.
Well-
and then you can go into the earth in general.
All
Go
right,
ahead.
well, there's some people who are starting to realize that it may not be what they're painting it to be. A lot of people are saying, or coming to me, or we're having conversations and are, looking at it from another lens. And a lot of people are starting to just be aware of, the stage that is set.
The
before us.
propagandized side
Yes,
of it.
Exactly. So, and not only that, even when you look on social media, now because of technology, people can go in and actually dissect videos now and start to see, a lot of, things that may not be or may be,
Interesting. And you know what? How interesting that is? Our people used to fall for anything
Yes.
easily.
Yeah.
Right.
Right?
Gone.
They used to be able to fall for anything easily. And now, even what they would deem the most, ill-informed or uninformed of our people are now watching everything that the media is pushing with a side eye.
Yeah.
I'm noticing that we're not easily provoked into believing things like we used to.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to ask you, Lawya, if you had to speculate why that is so, if you had to come with an opinion why people don't fall for anything like they used to, what would be your assessment on it?
Well, I think it's multiple things. I think it's number one, the fact that we've seen the same playbook over and over again.
Yeah.
They very little do they variate from the same exact process. And we've seen it time and time again, from whether you want to go centuries back, millennia back, you want to go a few decades back or a few years back.
Yeah.
You see certain elements that are at play that are in every single event that takes place. I think secondly, like Deacon Hazak was stating, when you're talking about the advent of social media,
Yeah.
it makes it to where everybody at their own pace can go back and watch and examine, whereas before you just had the regular old media and you could only dissect information as it was being put or placed or broadcast on the TV.
Right.
Now you got the luxury to go back and view things yourself at your own pace. You get to examine narratives and things of that nature to come to a conclusion for yourself as to what's going on.
That's a very great point. And personally, I look at what the Most High is doing, and I'm asking y'all from the workforce perspective, because you're out there. We always have opinion and talk these things out, and I wanted them to hear where our mind's at with this. Right. But as far as I'm concerned, I deal with things according to the Most High. I'm Bennett, and I'm not in it. Okay? Because no one wants to put an emphasis on what are we going to do about this white on white crime.
Right.
Every time something happens with our people, oh man, we gotta roll out the army. We gotta do this. We gotta bring in the military. Or we gotta be tough on crime. But folks, what children are we raising if we believe the narrative they're claiming? Look at the children they're raising. Right? Usually, if there's an altercation that leads to violence, and it should never be that. Right? If there's an altercation that leads to violence, usually it's somebody violating another person's space, or a drug deal went bad. Somebody violated another person. If you're dealing with illegal things, of course you cannot call the cops to bring justice. So what they call black on black crime is usually street justice. I'm not behind it. I don't stand for it, but I've seen it growing up in North Philadelphia, where people aren't just willy-nilly killing people black on black crime. Usually there's a justification of someone violating in a place they should not have violated. Right. But what type of children that you'll raise? Well, they'll grow up and they'll think about shooting people up. That will think to go, there's no household I've ever seen where someone will raise a young boy to grow up and want to shoot up a school. Yeah. Or shoot up a church. If you believe the narratives. There's no place ever grew up where a child will grow up and he'll go to high school, then college, and want everyone to buy into the fact that he's a furry. People ask, well, what is a furry? Folks, you got grown men and women going to college dressed up and believe they're cats and dogs. These are white children. Okay? So if anything, I believe our people are realizing that all the negatives that they've been putting on the children of Israel for years was to distract us from the crazies that they have been raising for an eternity. They've always been dealing with some weird scenarios, and to deflect, they've been blaming us for all that's wrong in the world. And for the first time since I've seen it, our people is folding their hands and stating, Bennett, we're not in it. And now that we're stepping to the side by ourselves, watching it from the outside in, we're starting to see how crazy these people are. I'm going to tell you, we're starting to see their marches and protests because we were really a cover for the crazies who were really behind all of the protests that no one's seen. Right? Because everything that happened when we went out to march and protest, it was justified. But we were covering the nut jobs who was using our true issues as political fodder against us. And our people is like, listen, we're marching, we're doing this, and all these white lesbians and white gay men are benefiting from our oppression. We're going to sit this out. And I think the one thing above all was what? Obama turned on the lights for every black person.
who once trusted in this system or thought there was any hope. Once Barack Obama did what he did and totally betrayed the blacks in America, that was the beginning of the end of the Democrat Party that made our people realize if we can't trust someone who looks like us, we can't trust anybody. And then at that point, we started looking at everything suspect. Right? But guess what? It doesn't change the fact that no matter what happens, even if we refuse to engage, now that we're sitting on our hands, it's not going to change them coming after our people.
Yep.
So now let's frame what exactly is going on right now, right? With the shooting, right? And I'm going to move him to the side because I'm not even going to talk about him because it's been politicized. I'm going to talk about that and what does that mean prophetically? What does it mean at a time of tabernacle like we're here now in the wilderness? What does it mean for our people who can no longer be engaged? Who no longer think to be engaged in their satanic politics anymore? Right? What does it mean? We're going to frame it all out today. Hit that like button. We're going to talk about it. Elder Lawya, let's get it's nothing new under the sun. Let's go there.
Yes, sir. Ecclesiastes 1, verse number 9.
Ecclesiastes 1 verse 9. And anytime y'all have anything that, if a thought come in, you can jump in at any time, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. Ecclesiastes 1 verse 9.
Yes, sir. The thing that have been, it is that which shall be.
The thing that have been, brothers and sisters, it is that which shall be. Read.
And that which is done is that which shall be done.
And that which is done is that which shall be done. Read.
And there is no new thing under the sun.
There's no new thing under the sun. So let's examine the political paradigm based on the wisdom that was given us through Scripture. If the things that have been shall be, and that which shall be done, that was done shall be done, and there's nothing new under the sun, well, what is our God telling us? What is Christ showing us? That there's patterns. Esau, being led through Satan, will pull out the same tricks over and over and over again. So we don't have to get caught up into all of their stories. We just have to know prophetically, according to God, what is their end game? What are they trying to draw us into? Right? And how will they politically manipulate our minds to have us engage? They'll deal with the same tricks over and over again. Because Esau is the smallest among the nations, because he's the smallest race, his greatest power is what? Psychological warfare. Biological warfare. See? It's either they're going to psych you into offing yourself or getting trapped into some level of criminality, or they're going to convince you under the bioweapons. Why do you think they're always talking about HIV, diseases? And when you look at a game, you're looking at TV, and they're all talking about this drug, this disease, that disease. Why do you think they're always talking about that? It's part of the warfare. So we're going to show you, as you can see the title, how to recognize the new age tribulation. How do one recognize the new age tribulation? Because it's the same as the old tribulation, but with technology. Right? So the first thing when it comes to their new age tribulation, well, there's nothing new under the sun. We have to look back at the fact that you have to make an event that impacts all involved within the theater they're controlling. That's the psychological warfare, right? So an event must happen. Now, normally they would wait for some catastrophe to happen naturally, that they can jump in and propagandize and or politicize it. But if there's not enough events organically happening, they would have to do what? Engineer the propaganda. They would have to create it, right? They would have to create it. So let's talk about it. There's nothing new under the sun, right? So, what did Christ say for us to look for according to the tribulation? Elder Lawya, if you can, let's go to Luke.
Yes, sir.
Check it out. Check it out now. First of all, there must be an event that captures what? The marb. For those who don't know what the marb was the Colosseum of Rome, where all of the people came out to the games. Well, during the games, Caesar would report the warfare, the enemies, all of that as a psychological play on the population who will take that news back into their respective villages. And through whatever they said at the marb, they would be able to control all of Rome. Right? So now you must have a serious event. So at least the news will know that everyone is listening and looking. Usually that's the only reason for the initial shock event. Nothing more than getting the attention of busy people to talk about the same thing and conversate about the event. That's the initial shock when it comes to the psychological warfare for propaganda. What can we do to have everyone stop in the world to see this and hear this so that we can have the world's attention? It happened September 11th, 9/11. Right? Remember? Charlie Kirk. September 10th. Trumpet Month. Right? Pearl Harbor. Right? The attack on Pearl Harbor. Everyone talked about it. The Gulf of Tonkin that got us in the Vietnam War. That now they admit was an Israeli ship posing as an enemy ship to move them into the war as propaganda. Look up the Gulf of Tonkin. So it must be an event initially that will have everyone talking so that our sentiments and spirit gets behind. Hold on. 1 second. 1 second. That gets behind the propaganda. Right? Hold on. Stick with me. Stick with me. One second. Yeah, make sure the phone is on. Right?
You may need to come and have a look at it.
1 second, folks. One second. I'm going to switch off the camera. Give me the other camera real quick. Give me the other camera that's in there. 1 second, folks. I'm going to have to use a different camera. It's not going to be as clear, but 1 second. You can leave it there. It's not going to be as clear, but we're going to have to work it out. Right? Second, because my phone is giving us problems, so we have to get out of that one. No, that's okay. I'll work it out with this. Right? Let's see if this will work. 1 second. Yep, I'm gonna use this camera. You can sit down, Lawya. Right, we'll do this. Yep, we'll use this camera here. Right. We have broadcast all around the world, so we had to make more makeshift studios than you can think about. Right. Where there's a will, there's a way. Right. Yeah. Hope they can see. All right, Elder Lawya, if you could just get in a little closer here. Right? Right? That'll work. This will work.
You want to bring that light?
Oh, no. This will work. This will work. Stay there, Lawya. As long as I have you both in. Okay. Well, we're a little bit on the chocolate side, but it's still gonna work. Here it is. There it is. Come on in a little bit more, Lawya. Right? It seems like this thing, every time I move, it moves. Right? 1 second. This is even better. Mm-hmm. That's better?
Yeah.
That's good? That's good?
It's a little bit too much on my side. That's good right there.
Yep. Oh.
That's good? Let me know, Lawya.
That's good. That's good.
That's good?
Yeah.
All right, we good. All right. We're a little bit on the chocolate side, but it's about the scriptures that's about to come out. It's all good. We're coming from an undisclosed location, straight out of Israel. Yeah. Yeah, they don't like when we tell them that Christ was chocolate. Huh? Soon they found out Christ was a black man, they started shooting up schools and everything else. Told you don't lie to y'all children. So we're going to talk about it, right? So where are we? Well, there's nothing new under the sun. What has been shall be, right? So how do we recognize the new age tribulation, right? They're over there cracking up, right? Elder Lawya, if you would, let's go back to Christ now, right? Let's go there.
Yes, sir. St. Luke 21:20.
St. Luke 21. That's right. Christ was black unto the ground. Right? I see someone sent me some videos where the so-called satanic Jesuit apologetics all up in our business trying to say that Deuteronomy 28 isn't talking about the slave ships, right? And I'm like, this how simple these guys are. You got enough of our people who never understood, who never even looked into Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter. And these simpletons are going there to try to break down that Deuteronomy 28 isn't talking about slave ships. to have our people actually look at Deuteronomy 28 again, who never read it. Now, because when we read it, we ain't going to be hearing it through what some Jesuits are talking about. People are going to look at it and say, man, that's deep that ships is even here in Deuteronomy. So these simple ones don't even know that they're actually guiding our people back to understanding that they're Israelites. And this is what happens when you mind our business. You think you're breaking something down that will dissuade our people from going into it. But what you don't realize, when our people open the Bible, God speaks to them. And this is what they think if they can twist it and make it believe it's something else. Folks, we're not in the days of John 3:16 anymore, where white people can say something and we just naturally believe it. Well, God so loved the world. As long as you're at the bottom with my foot on your head, okay? We sitting there saying, well, God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten son. Yeah, God so loved the world as long as whites are on the top and you blacks are on the bottom. See? So it doesn't work anymore. We've been free. So I say these simpletons, they always try to mind our business when you should be going into trying to convert some of these white boys that's running around shooting people up. You need to be going into some of these Hasidic neighborhoods and all that, and all these neighborhoods where a lot of stuff is going on where they have to flee into Israel based on a lot of, kid stuff happening. Why are they all up in our mix? You're going to find out tonight. Folks, it has always been about us. It just took us forever to figure it out. It has always been about us. That's why everybody's always pressing up in our space. We go playing the banjo, and next thing you know, they got on a straw hat and call it country and claim that we can't be a part of what we started. It has always been about us. We began to make music out of oppression, and it became the blues. And the next thing you know, you got Kenny G playing the saxophone. Stealing all Grover Washington Jr.'s chops. You think we didn't know that? Right?
Don't forget Elvis.
Yeah, Elvis. They talking about he's the king. Yeah, he's the king. Ear and eye hustling. Who? Jackie Wilson and James Brown. Straight up, brothers and sisters, we just figured it out. We get the Jacksons, and they pop up with the Osmonds. Are you kidding me? It's always been about us, folks. And now, since we realize what the Most High blessed us with, and by default is now seeking to operate on our own with our God, the powers that be have lost control over God's people, and they know it. So they're like, listen, Esau is a madman. They're like, if we can't rule, we'll just blow the whole thing up. We'll just take everything apart. That's what you're seeing under Marxism right now, right? Yeah. If we can't voluntarily rule over God's people, we'll rather make it where there's no earth left for God's son to return back to. We'd rather make every boy believe he's a girl, every girl believe he's a boy. We burn stuff up. They found some nut job a couple of weeks ago. This white hippie burning stuff up in California. They're losing control, folks. So now, here's the telltale signs to break down and understand and recognize the New Age tribulation. And you know what? And it's deep because we thought these people for a long time were smarter than us. See, that's that psychology they used to utilize. We thought they had something, that they were gifted beyond any other people. And we even thought that they were better than us. Right? But now the veil has fallen off our eyes. And God have done this. Christ have done this. Now, it's not to boast, because why? Now that the scale has come off our eyes and we see who they are, they're like, well, okay, Jacob, welcome to the fight. Let's see if your God gets you through what we're about to do to you. And our God will. But we must be wise as serpents and harmless as doves. And in order to navigate through this, you want to hear what we are about to talk about right now. Recognize the new age tribulation. Elder Lawya, if you will, let's read. What did Christ warn us about?
Yes, sir. St. Luke 21, verse number 20.
Read it.
And when you shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, then know that the desolation thereof is nigh.
Then know that what?
The desolation thereof is nigh.
The desolation is nigh. What desolation? Let's see if I can find it here. Not that. What desolation? Let's talk about it. The desolation is nigh. One second. Let me see if I can find it. Right here. The desolation is nigh. Read.
Then let them which are in Judea flee to the mountains.
Then let them who are in Judea flee into the mountains. So when it says the desolation is nigh, what was Christ talking about? What was he talking about? Esau, as the Romans, coming up against Jerusalem. Now we have to understand the geopolitical scenario for this prophetically, because armies are involved. Let's read the part about armies, Elder Lawya.
Yes, sir. And when you shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies.
Verse
20.
Verse 20. When you shall see what?
Jerusalem compassed with armies.
Compassed with armies. Where what? They start making what? Political reason for armies to occupy where Jerusalem lives. Well, it so happens, brothers and sisters, we are Jerusalem. Right? So don't go for that we're here to find immigrants type of deal. Esau will never engage us with straight engaging us. They'll make us believe, just like everything else, that it was they was there for some other reason. Right? Like, for instance, weapons of mass destruction. Let me go over and find bin Laden. But instead of finding bin Laden, let me get rid of the Libyan king or president. See? Let me get rid of the Iraqi president. See? But he told us, well, it was bin Laden. See? They did it with the Mujahideen. They've done it with Hamas. So when it says Jerusalem compassed with armies, understand God's people are always the target. We are Jerusalem. Right? When you shall see what?
Jerusalem compassed with armies, then know that the desolation thereof is nigh.
Know that the desolation is near. And eventually, you would have to do what? Eventually. Here are the signs. Read.
Then let them which are in Judea flee to the mountains, and let them which are in the midst of it depart out, and let not them that are in the countries enter thereinto.
Eventually, you're going to have to be able to make provisions on the outside of the desolation. Now, that's another chapter because it's time, but we do have time, but we need to understand the army part of things, right? There's nothing new under the sun. Well, let me pull this up here. with there's nothing new under the sun, let's examine real quick when exactly did Vespasian and Titus storm Jerusalem in 70 AD? When did they start implementing armies amongst Jerusalem? Well, folks, it was the month of August and September. August and September. There's nothing new under the sun. What did we recognize in August and September? They began, under the guise of crime, deploying military in Washington, D.C. And now they've moved it into Chicago, claiming that it's after migrants. There's nothing new under the sun. They've pulled out the old Roman playbook. Now, how did they get here? What do they have to do? They have to shock the minds of people so that you can be dependent on the government to guide you through any crisis. A few years before, and that's why you're going to always see, you're going to keep on hearing about shootings. You're going to keep on hearing about crises, because that's how Rome was able to control the population and get the population behind every initiative that they were actually implementing against us, against God's people. We are Jerusalem. So let's talk about this. All right. So there must be a main event that will capture the eyes and ears of the population, that will allow the people to do what? Align with government, who now has a justifiable right to use an army against people. What happened? Well, a few years prior to that, the satanic pervert by the name of Nero, as you can see, hired people from the Roman army to dress up like black Israelites who were Christians and started burning the markets. And you know, people don't like when you shut down their shopping. You seen what happened during so-called COVID. People lost their mind because they couldn't shop. And they would do anything the government said just to open things back up again. So, right? So Nero knew exactly how to what? Galvanize the people with government by blaming the Christians who once followed Christ for burning their markets. Right? This pervert here. Right? He was a straight perv. Nero. And guess what? We were innocent people. We did nothing to these people. And they're thinking in government, how can we make a pretext to engage these innocent people who have never done anything against us? Sitting in government planning on how to provoke us into warfare against them. And that's what they're doing right now. When this fire happened, automatically our people became what? Public enemy number one through an event that everyone began to talk about. Right? So then it leads us to, when we look at the shooting that just happened September 10th. Everyone is talking about it. It's on your algorithm and everything, even though a lot of us didn't know who this guy was before they started talking about him on every news program.
Right.
So if it's on every news program, we have to do what? We have to relate that to this. We have to relate it to what we see here. Right? We have to relate it to what we see here. It's an event that what? Will be propagandized to come against Jerusalem. Right? So, like I tell you over and over again, brothers and sisters, don't deal with the conversations. Why? This is why. The government-controlled media has the power. They have the power to control what we listen to or see. And not once, when it came to heinous events, they wanted everyone to see what happened to JFK on live television. They needed the shock value of that to traumatize the population. Listen to me. Trauma is the first stage of what? Psychological control over the traumatized. They could have easily, during the time of JFK, made sure that no one on any news feed could play that heinous death. But they wanted to shock and traumatize the population. Why? Because when you see someone harmed in plain sight, and if you're human, everything is internalized to a degree where you would start thinking, this could have happened to any of us. None of us are safe if it can happen to him. Mm-hmm. See that?
I was saying that the other day.
Right?
I had a conversation with one of the brothers in the church, and I was saying they had to do it that way to show that, like, they don't really care about skin. It's about complete control. They don't care about the skin color. It's about the control of the masses. And I told them, like, the day you could see them do that to one of them, their own, who are we?
That's what it is. And that's how we need to look at it.
Right. Because
at a time where they're stoking racial tensions, right? Understand this. And everyone feels vulnerable. And this is the intentions of allowing everyone to see something that's so traumatic. Because now everybody, even if you're not invested in it, you're talking about a person who you didn't even think about the day before. Right. Now that we got the eyes and ears, like during COVID now, everybody's locked in the house and they must hear and see the feed or the algorithm. Now we can get the people into the government solution for the problem. Right? So again, when there's any propaganda, nothing new under the sun, we look at history, we look at prophecy, and then we'll know exactly what they'll do next. Now, some of you are not in this academy. That's okay. You should get into it though. But I'll tell you this. This is what I said before I knew anything after the shooting. I said this. In the academy this Sunday, I said, these are the telltale signs we are to look for outside of, what's his name?
Charlie Kirk.
Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk aside, this is what you need to look into. You need to look into them claiming that he was radicalized through social media. So that they can now start talking about what? Free speech laws that affects everyone that doesn't have anything to do with a nut job who would shoot someone. Gun control is what y'all need to look into first and foremost. And on top of gun control, I say it straight out. What you're going to see is you're going to hear them talking about a manifesto. And through the manifesto, laws will be passed that will directly what? Affect Jerusalem. We're looking one way at a white situation we have nothing to do with. Well, we had nothing to do with what they claimed came from Wuhan, China. But they wasn't going to open up until us people in North Philly, Harlem, different parts of Chicago and California, they wasn't going to open up the United States or the world unless we chose to get it first. We had nothing to do with what happened in Wuhan, right? We had nothing to do with, and I remember in the 80s when everyone's talking about AIDS and HIV and all that was a gay disease amongst some people who was abusing themselves on the man tit. Okay? That's what it was. Man on man aggression. White men at that. We had nothing to do with HIV and AIDS. The only thing we had to do with it is when they put Denzel Washington in a movie to have compassion over a white dude that was getting trashed in gay bars. Okay? Who was getting manhandled. Now, let's talk about that. That was a white gay issue. It had nothing to do with our people who are predominantly churchgoers. Didn't have to worry about that. We wasn't into that. And now, you can't see a poster or an advert for HIV testing and all that unless it's showing a black person. Now HIV and AIDS is a black person. We thought that was a white gay issue. You see how they start one place and it turns right back around against Jerusalem. Every time. Every time. Now, anybody with common sense will know the play from the beginning. Right? You know the play and say, well, okay, we're going to sit back and we're going to sit this out and we don't care what it is. We're not going for it. We're not participating in it. See? Our people are wising up. They're trying to engage us or move us into a provocation which normally leads to a dirt nap. You'd be better off if you didn't hear it at all. Right? Now, I told people Sunday what's going to happen, right? And here it is. Now, what's going on? Here's the news. Lawmakers should respond to Charlie Kirk's death by passing gun control laws. Huh? Now, what does a law-abiding citizen that have the right to bear arms have to do with a crazed dude who was so-called in love with a transsexual white dude who's a trans woman? Right? But all of a sudden, what they're going to put into law will mean you don't have what? You don't have the right under the Constitution to protect yourself, even though you're law-abiding. So they're telling you this nut job, whoever he is, and because what this nut job did, that you should lose your right to be able to protect yourself at a time where they already told us that what? Criminals have been let in from every part of the world undocumented. And last I checked, criminals don't get gun licenses. They're telling you law-abiding citizens, if you can get yourself a gun license after background checks, that means what? You're law-abiding. You're not the threat. A nut job criminal know that he can't go to the gun shop to get a background check. But you think he's not going to get all the guns they saying that you can't get? So they're doing what? They're disarming the righteous so that the unrighteous criminals can roll over our people. And by doing so, they'll have the justification to bring in more of the army into our neighborhoods.
it's funny that you're bringing that up because I looked at this. I just pulled this up. It's on Fox News.
What's that?
It says, and it's crazy because this happened over here in the U.S.
Yeah.
Now we got Netanyahu weighing in on the matter. It says Netanyahu discusses global impact of Charlie Kirk's death, warn of destructive threats to democracy.
Destructive threats to democracy.
So now they got people who have nothing to do with the United States weighing in on our, the democracy here in the United States.
Yeah.
To try to change laws, like you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, dude, you from Israel and Poland.
Right.
What do you got to do with democracy over here?
Exactly. And he tweeted something about the situation. Like, how do you know about Charlie Kirk? Like, were you guys friends or something? Like,
Yeah.
Right.
like, who is this guy?
Yeah.
But yeah.
So now they're coming, and Netanyahu was the one that says that said originally that it's time to go into Iraq.
Right.
Right? So let's talk about this real quick. He warned of destructive threats to democracy. Folks, there is a threat to democracy, but they'll never tell you what it is. Mm-hmm. The threat to democracy, brothers and sisters, is the fact that our people aren't engaged in it like we used to. Right. As long as we were engaged under the Democratic Party that was showing the world we were still under the control of the liberal taskmasters who get paid to keep us on the bottom. So it unevens the scale if we don't play in to being what? The service slaves this whole economy was built on. The threat to democracy is the fact that we're not participating like we used to. That's the threat to democracy. Right. Their NGOs and all of their nonprofit organizations they have with these nut job liberals to fund all the money as taskmasters to keep our people comfortable on the bottom. But it only happens if we can be triggered into voting Democrat. When we sat out and didn't deal with Kamala Harris from India, okay, that showed everyone that they can no longer use taskmasters to control the children of Israel here, which is what? It's tipping the scales of democracy to where there's only one side of government now. And it must weigh the scales balance on either side. See? If we step out of it, the scales tilt one way. And the whole thing cannot survive. Because what? If we're not voting, which believe it or not, they know that our spirit isn't into the servitude. We're not in agreement with oppression anymore. And it's a threat to democracy, which is a threat to their rulership. Right. They'll pay any nation as long as that nation keeps Jacob comfortably on the bottom. And have Israel, Judah, Benjamin, Levi, and the 12 tribes agree with our oppression. If we sympathize for everyone else while our people get nothing, guess what? Democracy is working fine. As long as we agree with being slaves with every other nation ruling over us, democracy is working. No sooner as we start asking the proper questions, no sooner as we start thinking on our own, and become skeptical, now democracy is a problem. Right? The slaves have become restless. See? The slaves have become restless. That's what they mean by that there's a global threat to democracy. But what they needed was a trigger point that can now do what? That can now move the ignorant Edomites into action. And that's what this particular thing is. And this thing is working on so many levels. I said Sunday that they're going to use this to try to stop us from speaking freely online. We don't have nothing to do with this guy. I don't even care about. We didn't even care about this guy. If something happened to him, guess what? Prayers go out to him and his family, and hopefully he did the right things to make it into bosom of Abraham. But we can't do anything about a person who's gone already. That person is under the judgment of God. What we can do is examine how they're going to use this politically against us according to what we've read in the Bible. Right? Look at this. They're using this for everything. Charlie Kirk assassination discourse sparks debate over freedom of speech. So we are not to have an opinion about a white person who died. Right? We're not allowed to have that. But I'll tell you what, Fox News had opinions 24 hours about George Floyd.
That's right.
Sarah Bland and all these others. So they can talk about and question whether or not the death was exactly what we thought it was when it's us. They can talk about it freely, and we are to accept that.
Right.
Well, they're infringing on two rights right here. The freedom, number one, the freedom to bear arms here with this event, and freedom of speech. The whole point of freedom of speech is to say things that people will disagree with. If only thing you can say is what everyone will agree with, then you don't have a freedom. What good is freedom of speech if you can't disagree with the world's narrative? I can be dead wrong with my speech, but you have the speech to correct me, right? So when they say free speech, folks, they're not talking about discourse of you just talking freely at your job. The free speech they're looking to censor is online. What laws can we pass where what? Here it is. Look at this. In the wake of Charlie Kirk's demise, social media has lit up with opinions on both sides of the aisle. Some people have lost their jobs over their posts. It always go back to what? Social media. And folks, and it just has nothing to do with this. This story is going to go away. It's going to be as if this never happened. But what will not be lost in this is the fact that what? The laws they will pass that will make it where we can't talk to you according to the Bible like we're doing right now. The only thing they have to do is tie this in, and guess what? This just came to my mind right now. Only thing they have to do is tie this in with some white guy who shot something up, who was radicalized based on him listening to a podcast under a religious setting where the Bible was. The Bible was being read, and through that, he went and did this. And they'll use him as a straw man to now pass a law to go after those they wanted to shut up all along. That's number one. What's today's date? September 17th, during the time of Tabernacle, 2025. Look for them to dress up some black people who look similar to Israelites. Look for them to do this. Now, I'll tell you right now, it's going to be a false flag. It's not going to be Israelites doing anything. They're going to get somebody that's probably from the Sudan or a black Arab or somebody over there who they gave what? Free entry into the United States to act out as if Israelites did something. remember I told you this. And it's going to fall into the narrative. So understand, folks, during this time of tabernacle, time of trumpet, time of atonement this month, we are to be vigilant. This is what you have to recognize. They're already talking about with this event that the FBI could be involved because the stories are changing. You have a lot of people questioning it. Watch. You think you're in group chats with people that you can trust. Any group chats you in, any private thing you're doing on the side, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to tell you this right now. The government is in your group chats. The government is actually taking a dossier under AI based on everything you're saying, even if you didn't mean it that day in anger, and it will be used against you to mark you as a terrorist. Jerusalem is the target. So people get in these little groups. Guess what? There's not a group that the government isn't engaged in when it comes to the online social media. I'm going to tell you right now, there's a lot of outsiders, East Indians and Asians and all of that is being hired and all that to monitor all of that and to cause dissension and division all through that, and it's being documented to come against our people. That's number one. Number two, when these events happen, don't engage in conversation about it. If someone asks you what they think about this Charlie Kirk thing, I think nothing at all. I'm going to clock in. Listen, I got a family to feed. I don't got no time to be feeding into any of this. Don't engage in it. Because what they're trying to do is gauge where your mind is to get you into a provocation. You don't have to say, because they want this guy and his sentiments, when you look at it, a lot of it fell into a lot of tropes they have against our people. A black on black crime and all of this. So naturally they had a figure. They knew that black people would have what? A celebratory type of stance against someone actually dying. Because we weren't going out to their protests. We weren't doing this. We aren't engaged at all in anything they're doing. So they say, let's now do something with a figure now where black people will at least use their speech to respond, to look less sympathetic. Right? To look as if they don't care. And we don't disrespect people in their death. Usually I'll tell you this, when someone dies, they're in the hands of the Most High through judgment anyway. And our people usually doesn't speak ill of the dead. Because we understand according to judgment what happens after this. Even if the person did wrong or whatever the case is, hey, they're in the hands of God now. Hey, I don't have to complain about them. I don't have to say anything about them. Judgment ensued. That's why we don't speak ill of the dead. But what we don't do is buy into the propaganda that now can be politicized using anyone, alive or dead. Right? So, that's number one. Do not engage in conversation about this. Right? Because this is what they want to do now. Let me show you. What came out of this? Automatically, you're going to have someone, eventually, you're going to have someone who, who's going to get triggered emotionally, who believe what the media tells them. Now, because our people are no longer engaged, they are going to do what? They're going to play on the minds of the sensitive, uninformed whites and trigger them to provoke us into something. Hence the reason why there's stories like this. body of a black student is found hanging from a tree in Mississippi one day ago. The death of 21-year-old black student whose body was found hanging from a tree on a university campus in Mississippi has sparked outrage and allegations online after officials said there was no evidence of foul play. No evidence? What? Someone hanging from a noose? So because you always have what? An uninformed, sensitive white person who's looking for a reason to now what? Act out his racism. So if you got this Charlie Kirk thing and you got people are saying, well, even though we had nothing to do with it, now they're using the sentiments of what some people are saying online to say, we'll show you. Mm-hmm. Right?
It goes back to the video I was telling you about that I seen.
Yeah.
With the group of white men saying white men fight back.
Yeah.
White men fight back. Like, what does the white men having to fight back have to do with us?
Right.
See, but this is what I would call this is what I would call there's a psychotic sociopath type of mentality with some of them. Right? When they say white men fight back, it's to make white people believe that we're even thinking about them.
Right. Mm-hmm.
We're not even thinking about them like that. But it's to provoke really the low IQ and the unintelligent amongst their people. And they used to do that amongst our people. But our people are spiritually in tuned to a degree. Right? So they can't pull things over on the ignorant of our people like they used to.
Right.
Obama played that last card. Mm-hmm. But there's still enough of Edomites who are fed up. And they're fed up for many reasons. They're being stoked by Fox News. They're being told that blacks are the problems for everything when they don't even live around us. And if anything, any negative we do affects our own people.
Right.
But if you are indoctrinated into that belief, and then Charlie Kirk gets killed, one person who looked up to the talk and had the talking points that represents your sentiments, you feel a need to take it out on someone. Right?
Yeah.
So what they're doing now is they're radicalizing through trauma. It's like almost MK Ultra on a national scale using media. You can traumatize somebody, and if someone is traumatized, automatically, it doesn't have to be the person who killed Charlie Kirk. It's who the media program you to think is the enemy.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? That's what they do in military. They take people through all this trauma and all of that, and then while they waterboarding you, while they doing all these things and shocking you, there's a picture of some people that you're gonna have to go against, right? That's being plastered into your psyche,
Right. Yeah.
right? So you're looking at some an Arab or something that you have to go against, and now in your psyche, it's the picture they got in front of you responsible for all of the trauma you're going through. So when they let that soldier loose, he's going to have to go after this one enemy he was programmed to believe was the core part of all his issues. It's the same exact thing. It's MK Ultra mind control.
Another thing that I also think about when it comes to this as well too is them putting the nations against, like when Christ said nation shall rise against nation.
Yeah.
When you look at how we are as a people and how they are as a people, we're really like socially and like when it comes in the workforce, we're kind of like fighting the same enemy, but they gotta keep us on two separate sides of the wall.
Yeah.
So we can never, because like ultimately
Keep talking.
Satan hates all of us.
Yeah.
He want all of us out the way. He don't want just want Jacob out the way. He want Jacob, Esau, everybody, because we're all the image of the Most High.
Yeah.
Right.
We're all Adam.
Right.
So you know, I'm starting to see that they gotta keep the divide, even though the aim is against our people and to make it hard on us, because we're not the type of people to engage. Like you come to our neighborhoods, what we doing? We playing basketball. We're hanging in front of the corner store. We just trying to make ends meet. But, so they gotta keep that racial divide.
Yeah, but it's like this, and that's how you know the Most High. It's like this. We have never had a problem really
Exactly.
with white people.
Yeah.
We've never had a problem with white people. White people come into our neighborhoods growing up, we would embrace them like they were family.
Right.
They would come in, your mother, your father, you know what I mean? They would say, hey, you know how it gets at night. Make sure you out of this, these guys get crazy around here. But we always embrace white people. We never really, we never really looked down or hated white people at all. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's just the way we are as a people. We've always embraced anyone who would live amongst our circles. And we were always, even coming out of Egypt, you had the law of strangers. The strangers, even white people cleave to us.
Yeah.
Right? But this is what happens. What they do is they stoke racism. And they usually do this, like I said, through the programming and radicalizing. If you keep hearing that this person or these people are bad, these people are criminals, these people are this, that, and the other, through the programming, automatically some of that is going to seep in.
Yeah.
You understand? So we're not the threat to these people, not the way they're promoting it through the media. But we are a threat. Right? We cannot ignore the threat we are. And this is the threat. It has nothing to do with anything physical. We don't have the military. We don't have the might or the inclination to want to harm any other people. That's not in us to do so. But the threat is what? It's what we will become.
Yeah.
What the prophecy said will happen eventually, because every nation get an opportunity to rule, and Esau is at the end of his rule. Right?
Yeah.
The other thing, the problem that they have, the true problem they have with us, outside of prophecy, is that they know, listen to me clearly, and this is where the Satanist comes in at. The Satanists of their people realize that we have the moral high ground. Yeah. And eventually what happens is even the whites they're trying to radicalize is going to, I'm talking about the ones who can see, is going to stand in righteousness against them.
Yeah.
Right? So again, what we need to do is understand the rules of engagement according to Christ.
Yeah.
Right? Number one, do not believe anything you see or hear on the media if you didn't see it with your own eyes in front of your face. That's number one. Don't believe nothing. I didn't know who this Charlie Kirk was, and I seen the algorithm where every time I went to some place I had to look up things so that we can discuss whatever I seen somebody had a perspective on Charlie Kirk. And you know what? I didn't click on near one of those videos. Because if it's not a part of my original algorithm, the government put it there so that I can now step into it and now make that a part of my algorithm by clicking on it. Why am I talking about it? Because I understand the psyop that comes with them, what? bringing us into the tribulation, using these stories to do so that it can make it our issue instead of it being their issue. That's not our issue. Period. It's not our issue. It's not our problem. And they put it up there so that we can have an opinion on it, so that now they can use it and say, look how barbaric and unsympathetic these blacks are. When we're the most loving and caring people on earth. Okay? We're the most loving and caring people on earth, and even they know it. But they're going to get a few fringe people who's going to use the internet for a second to showboat or to dance on somebody's grave to represent all of who we are. And that's really what they're putting out there. Those are the clues or the things they're putting out there, so they can now run a thread together to say this represents the children of Israel's sentiments when one of our white men, they'll have some dynamic, it's torn down, right? A hero that was standing for white points, and now he was thrown down, and now the blacks are dancing on his grave. We're not that type of people.
One point that comes to my mind, or a scripture that comes to my mind, is when the Most High told Ezekiel about where are thy lovers, and what he's going to do with those that we used to cleave to.
Yeah.
Like basically how the Most High is exposing us trying to cleave to their governmental structure.
Yeah.
Like in politics,
yeah,
voting and everything. So like when you read, if you don't mind, if I could read this real quick in Ezekiel 16 and 37.
Well, let's get it here. I know, Lawya, you holding something too, right?
Yes, sir.
Well, I'm going to get what he got, and then I'm going to bring, where you at? Let me get you what you got us
I'm
out.
at Ezekiel 16, and I'm going to start at 36.
Ezekiel 16, verse 36. All right, let me pull it up.
But this is prophecy, because the Most High is going to show our people, like, yo, these people that you've been trying to be or assimilate yourself with, you voting, and you get no change.
Yeah.
The Most High is going to show us what we're really voting for. Right?
Yeah.
Here. So it says, Ezekiel 16 and 36 says, thus saith the Lord God, because thy filthiness was poured out, and thy nakedness discovered, through thy whoredoms with thy lovers, and with all the idols of thy abominations, and by the blood of thy children, which thou didst give unto them. Behold, therefore I will gather all thy lovers with whom thou hast taken pleasure, and all them that thou hast loved, with all them that thou hast hated, I will even gather them round about against thee. Mm-hmm. And this is what we're actually seeing. They're basically stirring up or drawing up what the Most High already said is going to happen. We're seeing the beginning of them actually coming after us. Because like we said, we're not even those kind of people. We're the most loving kind of people.
Exactly.
So the Most High is going to show us, all right, you guys love these people. All right, you want to be a part of them. Let me show you what you really assimilating yourself with.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
This scripture came to my mind when talking about this conversation.
Well, it's deep that you bringing that up, because that makes perfect sense. With all of the deviants and evildoers they aligned our people with under the Democrat Party.
Yep.
We were standing with gays. We were standing with LGBTQ. We were standing with the Black and Brown Coalition. We were standing with trans. With all this, and white conservatives are sitting there looking at our people like, is this what you people agree with?
Right.
When really that was the vast minority of our people getting magnified as if that represents who we are as a community, as a people. So it says, since you're not publicly separating yourself from this wickedness, guess what? The same people you've aligned yourself with, they're going to do what? They're going to turn to the other side. And they'll be your enemies. The same people you aligned with is going to compass about you and destroy you.
Right.
And now in the last couple of weeks, look it up. Look how many people have left the Liberal Democrat Party to join the Republicans. You think these are black people? Or it was the white liberals that we was once aligned with? Once the black people didn't vote and Kamala didn't get in, all the white liberals who once embraced us turned to the other side to get down with the Republicans to destroy us. I'm going to tell you that right now because we were their cash cow. As long as we kept them in, all the money of the NGOs and nonprofits would go through their social programs that would have them live high off the hog. Once we threw the Democrats out, the liberals switched sides. Even, I'm going to tell you, gays and all this, all of them are moving to the conservatives, folks. Only to do what? To attack us for not allowing them to stay as the taskmasters over us within the Democrat Party. It's deep, that scripture you just pulled out. Yeah. So you say, oh, you want to be down with these people? Mm-hmm. Well, I'll tell you what. The same people you want to be down when you should have spoke against, I'm going to have them become your enemy on the other side of a party, because white people aren't like us, folks. White people will switch parties in a minute based on what currently is their interest. They can be a Democrat today if it's in their interest. But if it's not in their interest, they'll become a Republican tomorrow. Right. Okay.
Yeah, that's true.
And we sitting there stuck with all the darkness and the evil that they leave on our lap.
Mm-hmm. But I believe through this, though, it's going to just have our people just really turn to the Most High.
Man.
And that's what the Most High is going to do.
Man,
he has to do it.
That's the best part about it.
Right.
Yeah.
At the end, the Most High is going to have it where there's nothing left to cleave to make it, but Him.
That's right.
And if we don't cleave to Him, you're done.
Because I think He has to. The Most High has to show us, like,
yep,
these people want you out of here. Like, we know it, but like to physically see the attack in our face, that's what's gonna make us, consider the Most High.
Man, I'm seeing this right now. Man, there's a change going on.
Yeah.
I'm seeing straight up lesbians who was championing LGBT sisters saying, listen, I don't want to do this no more. This is a bad deal being gay. Because as long as you had some people behind you with a battery in your back and there was incentives for claiming to be that, a lot of our sisters were just doing it because the bag was there for them to claim that publicly. But now that they done pulled all the money out of the social programs and it's each man and each woman that stands on their own, sisters are changing their tune. Even lesbians are saying, this is the raw deal. I can't even deal with women because what? Because now the stress of not having money with two women in the same house, who's going to put pressure on who? Now, if a man is there, you can always say you ain't being a man. But now you got two women looking at each other, right? Like, well, you're the one with the close fade. You're the one closest to a man that I see, and she's looking at you like, listen, I'm a woman and I'm about to grow my hair, right? All these tools about to get thrown in the trash. Because let me tell you, when the rubber hits the road, there's still women.
Yeah, that's right.
Mm-hmm. There's still women. And now women are having a change of mind. And the Most High is saying, you better get it together. Clean yourself up. Repent. Because I'm going to tell you, a line have clearly been drawn in the sand. And Esau sees the invisible line, and a lot of them are on the other side of the line waiting for the cue for war. We can be naive to what this is, but this will lead to a desolation. Elder Lawya, what did you have earlier?
Yes, sir. And this is basically just stringing along
Yeah.
some of the things we mentioned earlier as far as how they're somehow, some way pulling us into this or trying to get us to engage in this conversation.
Yeah.
When in reality, we had absolutely nothing to do with this. In fact, if you can, let's pull up a picture of the criminal that committed the crime.
Yeah.
I think we got one loaded here. And this ties in also to the article you brought out about the young man that was hung. And we're showing how these little instances will happen. It's not the first, and it won't be the last that will happen as some form of retaliation in regards to this. But we want to see the guy who did it so that we remember that we have absolutely nothing to do with what happened.
Man, it looks like another Elder Rawchaa story. Hi, I'm Elder Rawchaa. All right, there you go.
All right, let's put him on the screen so that people can see the criminal who committed the crime. This is the hoodlum, the hood, or the thug that committed this crime, because after all, according to Mr. Charlie Kirk, we were the hoodlums, we were the thugs, we were the criminals.
And what are we gonna do about this white on white crime?
Yeah, exactly. But see, again, it goes back to what we were showing earlier, how they're trying to pull us in and engage us and get us to believe that somehow, some way, what happened was our fault. And when they come, as you mentioned earlier, it's going to be the low-level thinkers who are going to try to find a way to engage our people, to attack our people. And when they attack, these are the people they're going to be going for. You would think that he would be at the end of the vitriol.
Yeah, you would think that they'll be looking for more guys like this.
Right. You would think he would be public enemy number one.
Yeah, you would think so.
Right. But this is who they're going to come after in retaliation to this guy. This is the book of Deuteronomy 25 and 17.
Deuteronomy 25, verse 17.
And we're going here because, again, as we stated earlier, there's nothing new under the sun.
And I'm going to tell you this, and this is why the Bible tell you, even though, again, I don't believe anything they put on the news. I don't believe anything. And I got the right not to. Because I don't like the way it moves me, right, when it comes to how I see the world. Anything that's politicized, I don't believe it unless I see it with my own eyes, right? And at the end of the day, what I'm seeing with this, I'm like, listen, even if you got guys out here who would do things like that, if it happened, I'll tell you this. This is why, I'm going to tell you, they got a problem. Boys, when they're growing up, need their tails spanked. And here's the problem. These white people be allowing their boys to grow up without any chastisement, and they become radicals. They become out of their mind and entitled that the world have to receive this spoiled brat. And when he doesn't get his way, he feel that he'd have to change the world and make a mark where his name will be known in infamy because somebody didn't spank his little tail. So when they be trying to tell you, hey, you shouldn't beat your child. What if somebody big and brutal came on you? Nah. The Most High said what? If you spare the rod, you'll spoil the child. And that's why you can say about some of the crime that goes on with our people, but none of our people stand up and say, you know what? Let's go shoot up some place with some kids at in the school innocently in a school.
Right.
Who raised children like that?
Right.
Right? But go on, Elder Lawya.
Yes, sir. Reading the book of Deuteronomy. That's so on point because it's actually what I'm going into.
Deuteronomy what?
Yes, sir. Deuteronomy 25 and 17.
25 verse 17. Let's read it.
And again, this is showing how they retaliate, showing the cowardice of the low-level thinkers who would try to make us the enemy, make us the criminal based on what this guy did. It says, remember what Amalek did unto thee by the way when you were come forth out of Egypt, how he met thee by the way and smote the hindmost of thee, even all that were feeble behind thee, when thou wast faint and weary, and he feared not God. So they're not going to come after this guy. They're going to look in retaliation to set it off on a daycare center full of black children, an elementary school, a church full of elderly people who can't defend themselves. This is how they retaliate. And it goes back into earlier, as you were stating, these are some of the things we have to be on alert about.
Exactly. And so what has to happen is what? We can't be operating alone.
Exactly.
Especially at a time of heightened emotions now that the media is triggering these racial tensions. We cannot be operating like this young man was alone, where these cowards can sit back and now they'll do something to attack a person alone who's probably, believe it or not, weaker than them. They only deal when they can outnumber someone. They have the advantage and they can get away with it. So men and women have to be very careful, our people, of not being by ourselves during times of high tension. Right? You have to make sure that you exercise your constitutional rights to protect yourself at a time when they're trying to take that right away.
Exactly.
You have to be circumspect and not use your mouth to get you into something you can't get out of, and understand that just because you think it, you don't have to say it. Mm-hmm. Right? Because everyone is talking about this because they are programmed to get engaged in this conversation. Be wise as serpents, harmless as doves. And you got to watch out on these apps. We told y'all about these apps, Hinge and all this other crap out there. They're going to be trapping brothers who they have a problem with, using what? Using false accounts. And I'm going to tell you the false accounts they're going to be using, paying girls to actually deal with that conversation that you'll need to be lured into a situation by yourself. They'll understand your profile, the type of people you like. There's nothing for them to go to the streets and pay someone to like you and to connect with you in the area, and you end up hung somewhere. Same thing with women. I went into Walmart not too long ago, and we see nothing but missing people, young people, all up on the walls of Walmart. Right? This is how Esau deals. Since this down south, they've been dealing like that. They never engaged us without hiding. At one point, it was the hoods. It was the garb of KKK behind anonymity or behind the veil of secrecy. Now they're hiding behind social media. Mm-hmm. They're hiding behind social media, and you can be a target without even realizing it. Okay? Young ladies, you're going to have to be vigilant and change how you're moving. You have to be careful by yourself being the weaker vessel. You're going to have to understand how to do what? Know how to operate with your location off sometime under certain circumstances, just to throw things off, especially if someone is trying to target you or do something against you. And always have an emergency, a friend. Never travel alone. And mainly, if you don't have a man, get a man. Okay? Anything else you have, Elder Lawya?
No, sir. No, sir.
Well, before I open it up for Zoom, I'm gonna have Zoom for 10 minutes. I'm gonna have Zoom. Before I open it up on Zoom, I thought we would at least have 4 minutes of showing what's going on here during the Blessed Tabernacle. How about this? Feast of Tabernacle 2025. Time with the saints. the brother Erwin put together a visual montage. A gifted Pulitzer Prize photographer. And I want you all to enjoy the moments that were taken during this blessed time. Check it out.
I was lost, but now I'm found. I'm a child of Israel. I heard the sound. Laying my life on the line, I'm begging, please don't let me fall. Give me the strength. Place my feet, Lord, guide my path, show me the way.
No, it's not.
I open up the book.
Look at that.
That the apple of your eye included me, and through the tribulation I know I must stand.
Look at that.
For a new heaven, a new earth, show me the way to Zion. I'm on my knees, laying my life on the line. I'm begging, please don't let me fall. Give me strength. Place my feet, guide my path, show me the way to
Zion, yeah.
I feel the Spirit calling me, drawing me back home. It's something with my family. I know it won't be long. One day you're gonna look for me.
Where's that?
Now be gone home. Yeah. Israel is calling us, calling us back home. I feel the Spirit calling me, drawing me back home. It's something with my family. I know it won't be long. One day you're gonna look for me. Now be gone home.
Yeah.
Israel is calling us, calling us back home.
There you go, young boy.
I lay down my life.
I'm begging, please.
Please don't let me fall.
Give me the strength
Give me the strength. Place my feet, guide my
to
path,
Zion.
way
Go into Zion.
to Zion.
I'm on my knees.
Laying my life on the line. I'm begging, please don't let me fall. Give me
The strength
Place my feet, guide my
to
path,
Zion.
show me
That's my phone.
the way.
To Zion, to Zion. Oh, that boy, he killed that. I got to see it once more.
I was lost, but now I'm found. I'm a child of Israel. I heard the sound.
Do you hear the sound? That girl can sing.
I'm on my knees, laying my life on the line. I'm begging, please. Please don't let me forget the strength. Place my feet, Lord, guide my path, show me the way to Zion. I open up the book.
The Zoom link is there for those who would like to come in.
Apple of your eye included me, and through the tribulation, I know I must stand.
Look at that.
For a new heaven, a new earth, show me the way to Zion. Yeah. On my knees, laying my life on the line. I'm begging, please.
Look at that.
Please don't let me forget.
That's crazy. So they got the FCC rules that's going to use this. But if they put this in place, then they can justify everything else.
Everything else.
Exactly.
Somebody just said that to me.
I feel the Spirit calling me, drawing me.
Look at the Most High's people.
It's happened with my family. I know it won't be long. One day you're gonna look for me, and I'll be gone home. Yeah. Israel is calling us, calling us I lay down my life, I'm begging, please. Please don't let me fall. Give me the strength. Place my feet, guide my path, show me the way to Zion. I'm on my knees, laying my life on the line. I'm begging, please, to Zion. Please don't let me fall. Give me the strength. Place my feet, guide my path, show me the way to Zion.
The Most High is bringing back his people. All praises.
All praises.
Shalom, my brother. Your name Jamal. How are you?
How are you, Elder? Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. What say you?
I'm just so happy to be in the presence of you, teacher. I've been following you for a very long time. You and Elder Lawya, you guys are like celebrities to me.
Oh no, we just servants. But talk to me. Where you from?
I'm originally from Brooklyn, New York.
Oh,
I
okay.
reside in the Bronx now. I am married, and
Good.
I am just trying to really change my life around as far as not to say that I'm doing anything bad or anything like that, but I'm trying to just really, really connect with the Most High. And I think it's really hard to trust a lot of people nowadays.
Man, brother, we were just talking about that yesterday amongst the men meeting, right? And I was talking to a brother today, and I understand that there's trust issues amongst our people. I was speaking to a young man today, and I'm going to give you the floor. And I was speaking to the young man. You can get him close into the frame, Hazan. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I was speaking to the young man, and he was asking me questions about the journey, my journey. And after a few things we've discussed, he wondered, and he was probably wondering, how is it that even when people betray and all that, that I still have the spirit to trust people? Right? And I mentioned to him that the Most High give us all the same opportunity in life. And he give us an opportunity to show forth who we are to him, regardless of our flaws. So because of that, even if someone could on the surface seem as if they're not trustworthy, I can't see them initially as anything less than a person I can trust until they show me otherwise. Because that's what Christ did for me. Now, what they do with the opportunity to have brothers who would die for them, brothers who would give their lives to them, for them and their family. What they do to appreciate that or to slight that trust, that's not on me. But I'm not going to trust because of others. So let me tell you, our people have a right not to trust based on what we've gone through. But we're not going to get through this unless we find someone we can trust and help us through this. That's just the way it is.
I agree with you 100%, Elder, because in the times that we are in now,
yeah,
I believe we have to trust each other more than anything.
Yeah.
There are people who don't even care for us, let alone trust us.
See, but then I'm going to tell you, there's something else, right? Then you have people who would backbite, people would put out lies and all of that online so that people outside who think someone has inside information will start believing, well, should I trust based on what I'm hearing? And these people are liars, deceivers. What they want to do is put a stumbling block in front of others so that they don't die alone, to have others out there with them to die with them. And some people wonder, well, Elder Rawchaa, why don't you respond to lies? Because I know every word that you utter is before the Most High. And he's going to judge the matter. And even on the outside of that, I also understand that this platform that Most High have used this church to touch so many people isn't for the rumor mill. People need this platform. People need this inspiration to come closer to the Almighty. And I'm not going to lower it because of lower vibration people who seeking to put stumbling blocks in front of others. So, brother, what I'm saying is, yes, with your trust thing, you're going to have to find someone to trust.
I know I trust her. I know is one thing I trust if it's not in. I know the Most High always tell you to trust in Him first.
Yeah.
Trust in me, not in man.
Yeah, but
we are. But there's a part of Him in us as well. So
okay. Let's talk about not trusting man. Should I trust you?
That's kind of up to you, Elder.
No, but that
Oh, you
that
want me to-
no,
okay,
no, no, no.
listen,
Listen,
no.
no. I put that rhetorical so that you didn't have to answer it.
Oh,
That's why the Most High says, "Let the Most High be true and every man a liar." Right. So when he says, "Don't trust in man and make and have that man be your strength, and let man be your trust," this is a man that's telling you to trust in him and not God. So a lot of people look at that scriptures, and anybody that has been around me, they know that I will never tell someone to trust in me in particular. You trust in the works that the Most High have done through me, and guess what? You'll continually benefit from that trust, right? Because let me tell you,
yes, sir.
no one can fulfill the expectations that someone else have of them. Paul said, "Show me your faith, and I'll show you my faith by my works." What you trust is the works that a man have in Christ. That's what you trust, right? So the whole thing is, when I hear people say trust in man, and it justify them being alone. Well, Peter was a man, and Christ put his church on that man, and he put that church on that man a little after he told that same man, a little before Christ died, the first thing he said was, "Get behind me, Satan." So Peter was a man that Christ would trust, but still recognize his faults allow Satan to intervene. So when it says trust in man, it's not saying that you're not supposed to trust in men who have a work in Christ. It's talking about trusting in a man who's saying, "Trust me," outside of what the Most High is saying. That's when you're trusting in man.
Okay.
Or you're gonna find yourself as a stray bull, roaming alone without any help in a time of trouble. And I see so many people out there, brother, believe it or not, they justify themselves and they get angry when people are listening to the church. They say, "Man, you trusted in man." No, you want me to be out here and die with you. What's wrong with trusting in a person who would give their life for you, who you're amongst a body who will protect you and care for you? They'll make you believe something is wrong with that, or they'll try to make you believe you're being sunned. When if anybody know Rawchaa, let me tell you, anybody who know Elder Rawchaa, right, or Brother Rawchaa, the last thing I'll do is try to son another man. I don't disrespect men of the Most High. You are equally valued, and you have a part in a say in what this is once you have proven your mettle like everyone else. Okay, so I don't son another man. I don't want nobody carry me around in sticks. I don't want people doing anything for me. I serve you.
And that's really just to say that, being that you were once, you are a child of God, and you were younger, and you went through the trials and tribulations and things in your life, coming from a neighborhood you come from, North Philly. I've never been there, but I know it wasn't always a happy place, and there's a lot of things that our people go through on the streets, when you were growing up, and still go through today.
Man,
so
let me make it clear. North Philly, brother, let me tell you, North Philly was the best time of my life. The best time of my life. Because what the scriptures even tell you, what great thing come out of Nazareth. Looking from the outside in, it's all of that. But when you live in and able to go through it, you appreciate it.
That's right.
Because one thing, people can say what they want about people that I've been raised around North Philly. You know what I missed about North Philly? The people that I was raised around were real. All the men that I was, even if they didn't achieve anything, they are what they presented, and never try to put up a facade showing themselves to be anything other than that. Even if I see them today, they're the same person they were when I grew up with them. And I'd rather have that than what people would actually think is all put together in affluent areas. At least growing up in North Philadelphia, the people I grew up with were real people. They were real people. So you get in these affluent areas and everybody is a facade. Everybody is coming with their accolades, but they're fake as fake can be. So North Philadelphia, I don't believe I would be doing this work if I wasn't raised in North Philadelphia. Because then you have to feel the pain of your people. You have to see the pain of your people. You have to understand and see our people at the lowest to understand that, guess what? No one is coming from the outside to save us. And by going through that, you'll realize that you must have a hand in changing your environment.
Right.
It's the one thing I wanted to say was that when I was younger, I went to church, whether I was forced to go or whether I chose to go. And I'm 47 years old.
Okay.
And it seems like when I heard you speak, when I heard Elder Lawya, when I heard the Gathering of Christ Church, this is what it touched me. It was almost like I felt like I can trust these men. I can trust these guys. These guys are real. They come from a real place. It's just a feeling in me. I never met you before. I've never seen you before. But it seems like as soon as I heard you and Elder Lawya speak, I said, this has gotta be real. It's something that I just feel inside me. It's not what you wore. It's not your background. It's not the songs you sing, but the word. When I went to church, I only wanted to hear the word. The music is nice. All the nice little shiny things you have in the background, that's all good and dandy. But I want everybody to be quiet so I can hear the word of God. Mm-hmm. And when I hear these interpretations, and then I hear you guys, and I go, I didn't learn that when I was in church. The pastor didn't say that to me. I didn't understand what. How come he's saying something different than what the pastor said? So I said, and I think it's just a feeling inside you. I think he said, you go with your gut. And when I heard you, Lawya, everybody on the Gathering of Christ Church speak, it just came from a place where I knew I can trust this word. And and I know it because it's not your own interpretation. You don't close the book and say, well, this is what I think. You read from the scriptures, word for word. And this is how I know that I can trust this word.
Well, brother, I'm going to bring another one on in a second, but before I bring him on, let me tell you this. One thing for sure, right, is, and this is what I love about the church, and I was telling the brothers about this yesterday when I sat and had a meeting with them. What you see is what you get. So it's genuine. Anyone that have been around us, whatever, they'll tell you. Even if they don't like us. And I'm going to tell you, I'm not here to be liked. I'm here to do what the Most High sent me to do while there's still time to do it. So all in all, anyone that have been amongst this church or been around us personally can tell you, what you see from that side is all you will see when you're amongst us. This is what you get. Okay, you get the word of God. You get brothers who will be down with you to the end. And guess what? I'm a little jokester. I have sarcasm too, right? I love.
I've said this.
I love wisdom. I know
you're gonna bring somebody else on, and I've said this to myself. I said, he talks. He's not trying to be funny. He's not trying to be a comedian. But certain things he says just makes me laugh, and I'm like, that's just in him. He's not trying to be a comedian. He's not trying to say, let me throw a joke in there. He's just being genuine and real, and it just comes off that way.
Brother, this is what it
There's
is.
nothing wrong with that.
This is what it is, brother.
I think the Lord has a humorous side to him too.
Absolutely. When the Most High say Esau can build up, but I'm going to throw down. Who say, what God tell people, listen, you can build up, but I'm going to throw down. Tell me the Most High ain't a brother. Who says I'm going to throw down? That's in the scriptures. He says, Esau, you can build, but I'm going to throw down.
Again, that's not something you added on. That's that's just
man,
there.
The Most High said, that he's going to beat cats to powder. I mean, who makes those analogies if you don't have a sense of humor? Beat you to powder. You know what I mean? And as soon as I read that, as soon as I read that beat the powder, the first thing came to my mind was Dave Chappelle, Ashley Larry.
Right.
With the baby powder all on. I'm like, man, the Most High has a sense of humor. Brother, wow. Listen, that's why even amongst the tabernacle, how everyone is so elated. It's like one big family reunion. There's no pressure on people. You can go to over the side where everybody, and then you can just catch, without even seeing, 3 or 4 brothers in a corner praying together. You'll go over a bridge early in the morning, and there's 7 brothers standing on the bridge praying by themselves. You go over there, it's like there's no pressure, and everything that people are doing amongst this gathering is without any demand from leaders. They're free to be themselves amongst their family. Let me tell you, I've been a part of many things. I've never seen anything like what this church is in my life, ever, because the people are able to be who they are without restraint. And what the Most High says, even Christ says, be not many masters. We're not cracking the whip over people. We're not trying, everybody come over here. Nah, everybody is free to serve the Almighty, and we're just sitting back and just watching the Most High's marvelous work. How he has gathered these people together, and one day we'll see Christ's face together if it be his will. And to know that we had a hand in it. To know that we had a voice in this. To be a part of Christ's army is more than anything we ever thought possible in our lives. And sometimes
I just love the history. Brother, I love the truth.
Brother, sometimes
I love real history. This is real history.
Yeah, real history.
Real history, and
yes.
The knowledge.
Yes.
And the knowledge. The knowledge from the brothers in our real history. Not the stuff that they teach you in high school every year. It's the same 4 black people. And Black History Month is a month.
Yeah. No, it's
real history.
Brother, listen. We're going to give it as long as the Most High give us breath to give it.
And as long as I have ears, I will listen.
Hey, brother, hey. Come on in, because there's more in you that the Most High want to do. But I'll tell you what. Where 2 or more gathered, he's in the midst. And I'm going to tell you, once you get amongst the body, the Holy Spirit is going to give you a mission and a purpose outside of you listening right now. You're going to know what your mission is.
So, Elder, can I ask you, what should I look for? What will be the signs of this mission, or what?
Brother, he
is pushing me toward.
Brother,
I'm down on my luck. I'm still blessed, but I'm down on my luck in life. But
brother, let me tell you, brother. Your name is Jamal. What's your name? Jamar.
Yes.
I'm gonna tell you, brother. It's like looking into a past mirror. I was speaking to a young man today, and because he was fascinated with what all this became all over the earth, looking at me. Right? So listen up. And I told the young man, this all happened through the Spirit of the Almighty when I thought that I was at the lowest point of my life and everybody that I trusted and cared about was no longer there for me. When I thought I was betrayed, when I thought I was at the lowest. And then during a time where it was just me and the Most High because I had no one left, the Most High was, he confirmed in my mind. I'm sitting there celebrating by myself, laughing during a fast. And he said, listen, it was clear as clear can be in my mind. Don't worry about them. You here because I got you here. That's why you're on the bottom. Listen to what I'm about to tell you. Every scripture he gave me during those 7 days, I was in my mind, I was told to write it down. And he said, whatever you get out of this 7 days, you go out and teach it. Nothing that I taught came outside of those 7 days when I was at my lowest and everybody turned their back on me and I had nothing. And it was that ministry that began the Gathering of Christ Church all over the world, because the Most High have to strip you down so that the works are not of you. That you will understand everything the Most High gave it, everything that you have at your disposal to finish this work is because he gave it to you. And you'll always appreciate that moment when you had nothing and the Most High sent you on that mission. So, brother, you don't know what it is to serve the Most High unless you're brought low. You're in a higher position than you believe right now because you're ready to be molded from the bottom up. So you're not down on your luck. You're exactly where the Most High need you to listen. Just listen. Join the brothers amongst the body because you're the saints, part of the saints. Get baptized and go on your mission with the body of Christ. You're not down and out. Brother, you're not down and out. The Most High got you there because if you had something else, you wouldn't be listening. You'll be distracted with something else. It's time for you to break down, fast to the Most High, and be directed. All right?
Yes, sir.
My brother, bless you.
Thank you. Thank you for your time, Elder Rawchaa, Elder Lawya. Thank you, guys. God bless you.
Well, thank you, brother.
Guys.
Brother, you stay strong, and I'm going to make sure I put up a prayer for you tonight and step into your calling.
Thank you. I know other people have to get in. I'm going to be. You can give them their time.
Thank you, my
It
brother.
was good to meet you guys again and talk to you, and I will always continue to follow you, no matter what.
Well, follow
I will
Christ.
continue to listen.
Hold up, follow
Listen.
Christ. Woe be to the man, the trusted man, right? Follow Christ.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Blessings. All right, last call for tonight. You know, I can do this all night, but I got a camp to get back to, and I got some oxtails to deal with.
Golly.
Shamo. And I'll tell you what, young man, I think I got a little corner of it. I don't know how much I can give you, but we're gonna warm up something for you. Because that's the type of brother I am. When I can share these oxtails, that's a real brother.
Oh, yeah?
Man, these oxtails are telling. Right? Look at that. That's all cracking up, man. All right. I'm going to have y'all break that down. How you doing, Ann? How are you?
Hello. Good evening.
Good
Elder.
evening. Ann Tang.
Yes.
Man, you know, I used to drink Tang growing up, and they told me what was in it. Remember that Tang? That orange?
Yeah, tang juice.
That orange drink?
Yes.
Hey, Jamal, come on, man. Put your mute button on.
Sorry, Elder.
Ann
Praise the
Tang.
Most High. Elder, how are you?
Talk to me, Ann Tang. Talk to me.
I'm so. This is my first time calling from India, actually.
From India.
Yes. How are you, elders? How's Elder Lawyer?
From India?
Shalom.
Yes.
Shalom.
Sister, you looking like a regular old black sister from North Philadelphia. How you get up in India? What's your family?
Thank you, Elder. Actually, I'm a Chinese, born and brought up in India.
No, you one of the real Chinese, one of the original Chinese. You looking blackity black, girl. Hold on, I need people to see what the real Chinese look like before those Greek babies came up in there. Hold on, let me show people what the real Chinese was looking like. But you know Israel went in different parts of China, right?
Yes.
Because I'm looking at
I just came to know the truth. I
Yeah.
just came to see your channel from Jan 2020.
Well, I'm gonna bring you in. Hold on, let me bring you in real quick because you gotta I'm seeing a Judah nose up on you now. Let me see what we got going on there. Okay. Let me tell you, our people are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. Mm-hmm. All right, let's see here. Miss Tang. Where you at, Miss Tang? Let me blow you up here. Let me blow you up. All right, I'm going to go there. I'm going to go here. And we're going to bring Miss Tang up into the house. Right? Where you at? Hold on. Hold on, Miss Tang. I got.
Okay,
go ahead. There go Miss Tang. Where you say you from China?
No, I'm from India. My grandparents came from China, actually.
You from India, but hey, my mama had a nose just like that. Judah got somewhere up in China. I'll tell you that. All right.
But
so give me the history of your family. All due respect. You said you've been following the church. How did you find the church, the Gathering of Christ Church?
By God's grace and blessing, it was through my brother John. He bought, like right now I'm having some issues in my relationship, and Jan 2025, my brother told me to watch your channel, and I started watching your channel by knowing the Most High's name, Ahaya, in the name of Yeshaya Mashiach, word of walk.
Look at this.
And I'm really so glad that I came to know about Christ.
Oh, wow.
And my dad, he came from China during Second World War. And my mom, she was born and brought up in India itself. Her grandparents came from China, parents. So I'm from my father's side, I'm the second generation. No, from my mom's side, I'm second generation, and from my dad's side, I'm first generation in India.
You know
that I have joined.
You know that Timothy.
Yes?
You know Timothy, the disciple. He was buried in India. You know that? Oh, come on! I think her internet is jammed up. But isn't this something, Elder Lawyer, all the way from India?
Gone.
Oh, I think
I have even joined your Hebrew Bible Academy.
Hold up. I think your internet is back. So, did you know that Timothy was a disciple who baptized over there and he's buried in India now?
I heard about Thomas, but not Timothy.
No, Thomas. I'm sorry. It was Thomas.
Yes.
It was Thomas.
Yes.
Not Timothy, Thomas.
Yes.
You are correct.
Yes.
But did you know it was Israelites scattered there? That's why he was there.
Yes.
Look at that. It was Thomas. You're absolutely correct. Look at that.
Thank you.
And you're in the Hebrew Bible Academy?
Yes, this is my second time in Hebrew Academy.
Oh, man. It's time for you to get baptized, isn't it?
Yes, I would love. And Elder, if you don't mind, you said that you are going to Canada on the first fruit. My brother would love to join Canada Body Branch, but he doesn't know where it is. He also joined the Hebrew Bible Academy this season.
Okay, do me a favor. In your Hebrew Bible Academy package, there's an email specifically for the Academy members. You see it?
Yes, I
Look
have
at
already emailed it, but I never got any reply. Many times I have emailed even my issue. I just wanted to know like what
Okay.
suggestions.
Well, let's do this, and you will get a response by tomorrow.
Thank you, Elder.
GOCC South, SOUTH.
Okay. I'll write it down.
GOCC South at yahoo.com. Elder Lawya will look at that email and forward all the information to me and Shawan to contact you no later than Friday.
Thank you, Elder. So it's GOCC South at yahoo.com?
At yahoo.com. That's SOUTH.
Sure, Elder. Thank you, Elder. I'm so glad, like, this is my first time, and I was really shy in speaking, but
well,
I'm
you
so
don't
glad
have to
that
be
I
shy. You are our sister. You are our sister.
And actually, my brother, he wants to get baptized in the body. He's in Canada.
That's
He
fine.
brought me to know Christ, yes.
Well,
And when you come to India, let me know. I'm in Hyderabad.
what part?
Hyderabad, south part of India.
Okay, you're in the
In
south
Hyderabad.
part. Okay, so you're not in the
Yes.
you're not in the village. You're actually in a nice area.
Yes, it's an IT sector area.
Okay, all right. So, hey, the Most High is waking people up all over the earth, sister. Gathering the elect to the elect. We're gonna set up a baptism, and believe it or not, I'm gonna contact you, and we're gonna see if we can get somebody
Please.
to fly over there to you and
I
baptize you.
I always wanted to speak to you in person. Like personally, I have some issue. I just want some guidance for my marriage. So like.
Okay. Well,
Yes, I have been writing email, but I never received any reply. But that's okay.
Well, you
but
don't
I'm
have
so
to
glad
worry
that
about
I
it
was
now
able to
because
speak to you.
you did the right thing. You came through, and through that, Elder Lawyer going to give me your information. I'll probably speak to you no later than tomorrow night.
Yes, thank you, Elder. I'm so glad and happy Feast of Tabernacle. I even watched Elder Deacon has asked some videos at GOCC Media.
There you go. All right. Hey, he's with me right now. Right?
Yeah. I'm so glad I was able to speak to you all, and may the Most High bless you all for all you all do.
Well, thank you, and may the Most High cover and protect your family during this time of tabernacle. And hey, you and your brother will soon be a part of the fold, so that's a blessing, right?
Amen. His whole family is in Canada, Elder.
Well,
Yes.
hey, maybe he can come over to Detroit during dedications, and after that, subsequent to that, I'll be making an announcement for either Toronto or another part of it, or central part, and maybe at that time I can meet your brother there.
Yes, praise be to the Most High. It's the Most High, so definitely.
I'm gonna tell you, I'm looking right at you, sister. You probably was born in China, but you definitely look like Jake got somewhere in the mix.
I'm born and brought up in India, Elder.
You see, but that's why the caste system is there, because they was using some Asians to actually oppress our people who were scattered in India, and. It's the Most High. He's putting that spirit out on our people, bringing them back. And I'm gonna tell you, you there's a great chance that you're from the diaspora of Israel. A great chance. A great chance. But I can, You looking? When I seen you, I just thought you were just a regular sister, like grew up where we lived at. Right. So that's deep in of itself. All right, but you got a humble spirit, and the Most High guided you to the church, and I'm looking forward to speaking with you and your brother. All right?
Praise. Thank you, Elder. May
You're
the Most
welcome.
High bless you all always for the work.
Thank
you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Shalom.
Bye, Elder. Bye, Elder.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom. Look at that.
Shalom.
All the way in
Shalom.
India. Man, the Most High says this gospel will be taught throughout the four corners of the earth. Then the end shall come. Well, brothers and sisters, we're close. Recognize the New Age tribulation and get on the right side of judgment before engagement.
With that, may the Most High be with you. Stay prayed up, sin not. We will soon see Zion. We are the children of Israel. And that's right. We're back. We're biggity back. Huh? Let's go.
Shalom.
Shalom.
The East is where we're from. The 12
praises.
tribes of Israel. 721 BC, the Assyrian king, he took us down, we fell. With the great escape we went to the Euphrates. The Lord held the water still. To a land where no mankind dwelt, we went. The 12 tribes of Israel. So we be Manasseh, the Cubans, Ephraim from Puerto Rico, Naphtali from the Isles of Hawaii. The Lord is calling back Israel.
I kind of like that.
Off the spirit.
Simeon with the Manichaeans, our highest gathering Israel. The Arabs and Africans told us
At gunpoint.
together our wives and children then sold us. Belly of these great ships we traveled in fear.
I really don't want to deal with it today.
By the rivers of Babylon we found our brothers here. A higher gatherer. Asher in Colombia. Reuben from Australia. Issachar, the Mexicans. A higher gathering. Judah, the Negroes. Benjamin, the West Indians. Levi, the Haitians. A higher gathering in Israel.
Be on the safe side. I think I better take it.
Asher in Colombia, Reuben from Australia, Issachar, the Mexicans. That's who we be Judah, the Negroes, Benjamin, the West Indians, Levi, the Haitians, Manasseh, the Cubans, Ephraim from Puerto Rico, Naphtali from the Isles of Hawaii. The Lord is calling back Israel. Zebulon from Panama, Gad, the North American Indians, Simeon, the Manichaeans. Our highest gathering Israel.